Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. Well, here we go again, except this time it's not a false alarm. This aquarium is actually leaking, and I'm really quite surprised because, relatively speaking, this is a fairly new aquarium, especially relative to the one that had the false alarm with a little while back that turned out just to be an issue with the filtration system. So, this needs to be completely drained out and dried out so I can get at it and fix it. And I hate doing this because, first off, this is a really established aquarium. I'm quite happy with how well balanced it is. The filtration system is doing everything I want. And, well, like I said, it all has to come out. So that means I need to pull out all the plants first, and then get the filtration system out of there, and get everything relatively clean so it's easy to catch all the fish. And then, of course, there's a couple hundred shrimp in here as well. The fish aren't too big a deal because I was planning on moving them out to the pond anyway, so that's exactly where they're going to go. And fortunately, I guess, I had moved a fair number of the plants out of the pond to go to the large U-shaped paludarium, so there's a bit more room in there to, again, fill it all back up with more plants. So I guess it's better timing now than it could have been a little while ago. And like I said, I was going to catch everything out here. Some of these plants are actually doing really well, so I stopped the fast motion for this particular one. I'm really liking that rock. It's got some really lovely Java fern on it, so that was kind of a nice surprise. Now, the rest of this is just going to get pulled out and then unhook the filtration system. This is one of the original designed ones, so in the back of the cap, the one that goes on the high humidity planter, I had not done the slit down it, so it's just got the single hole. And I guess once I had this off, I cleaned it all out. You can see there's a bit of algae buildup on the inside anyway. The filter actually did need cleaning, so looking for all the silver linings I can, I guess. So I'm going to run the saw across that and make it much more easy to take apart. So next time I do this, it'll just be an easy, quick clean. These things actually come apart quite well, and it's just a simple matter of pulling out the pipe and getting it out of the way so I can slide it forward and then just pull it out like this. And also, I want to clean that out. That's getting a little overgrown. There's some algae on some of the Java fern, and temporarily it's going in here. This is the one tank that I have that it could fit on. So I cleaned out the cap, and I cleaned out the plants a little bit, pulled out all the leaves that were overcrowding it. That is a tank that has the new version of the leak-proof canister filter on it, so it's fine. A little extra filtration there won't be an issue. So I have caught out all the fish, and now I'm just going to siphon all the water out of here. I'm not going to cut most of this out because I'm in the way for all of it. And I'm going to drain it down into the overflow system where the plecos are, because they can easily handle a little extra water change. And, of course, it'll just all go down the overflow, so no big deal. So there you go. The other thing is there's a whole pile of shrimp down in there, and, of course, I didn't catch anywhere near all of them when I was catching up the fish. So they can just go down into there and, well, they have 100 or so, or 200 or so additional tank mates now, so that's not a big deal. Then I'm going to wipe this down. I'm using a little scouring pad, not giving it a big clean at this point because it really does need a thorough cleaning before I do a reseal. And at this point, I'm not entirely sure how much of, a leak it is. Sometimes if you just have a little bit of a leak in one spot and the rest of the seal on the seam is fine, all you need to do is just razor off a little bit of silicone and you're good to go. Just put a little patch over it. But in this particular case, the whole seam let go. I was actually really surprised at that. But I do know why. In part 2, I'm going to go over some of the details of that. I try not to give too many how-tos on how to reseal an aquarium because there are a great many things to look for and be careful of when you do it, and giving a guide saying you only need to do certain things is not the right way to go about it. Depending upon what you see will depend upon how much work you need to do on this. So here we are. I've dried it out a little bit. It needs to obviously dry overnight because you can see little bits of water here and there. It's very difficult to get it all out. So I'm going to go over some of the thoughts I was going through when I was taking this out. I originally designed this so that I can just pull all the aquariums out the back. As you can see, right there is the jack post. This is goes up to the I-beam. That's the main, one of the two main supports for the house. And I didn't feel like moving a jack post. That's a lot of work, so I'm not going to do that. The next thing I could have done, of course, is move it up through the top, because it is on the top row. So all I would need to do is move that bar. That's one of the support bars for the new version of the leak-proof canister filter. And then all I have to do is also take off the cross piece there. You see the aluminum one. And I would be able to pull the tank straight up. I decided not to do that. That seemed like an awful lot of work. And then the other thing I could have done is I could have taken the cross piece off here, and the long vertical, like the one that goes from one end of the row of tanks to the other one, I could take that one off because it's not really supporting anything. Except again, of course, it gets in the way of the leak-proof canister filter. I put a whole pile of stuff on here that just seems to get, like, this just seems to be the worst tank to have go of all of them. Almost any other aquarium would have just been a simple matter of just pulling it out the back and we'd have been done. So what I'm going to do here instead is the easiest route, which is just to cut that pipe about an inch, inch and a quarter, inch and a half maybe above where it joins into the main horizontal plumbing, and cut that. And that would be it. So it just matters sawing through this here, undoing that, and then just lift it up and take it out. And that's it. And then in part 2, I will show you what went wrong and why it went wrong. Because I was very concerned, because when I put this row together, I used 2 different kinds of silicone, and I went back through my records and had a look at it. And I'm pretty sure this one was one of the just off-the-shelf ones that you can just buy at a big box store, and I was kind of concerned that maybe it was just terrible silicone, which means half the tanks in this row could easily go. So yeah, I was like saying, thinking to myself that this could be a problem. But in part 2, I'll go over again, like I said, the reasons why I don't think I have to worry too much. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave comments below. On Friday, I will show you the repair job for this and go over some of the things you need to look for when you're doing this sort of thing. And there you go, a very sad empty hole. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.